Good morning, everyone. Today our topic is MOSFET, which is also a semiconductor device. So, in previous lectures, we have already discussed about some semiconductor devices like diode, SCR, and GTO. So, this is your another semiconductor device which is called MOSFET. MOSFET means metal oxide semiconductor field effective transistor. So, these are the learning objective of this lecture. On completion of this lecture, the student will be able to differentiate between the conduction mechanism of a MOSFET and a BJT, and he will be able to explain the salient constructional feature of a MOSFET. He will be able to understand the characteristics of MOSFET, and he will be able to understand the gate drive circuit of a MOSFET, etc. Now, these are the content of my lecture. First is your introduction, in which I will introduce the MOSFET, then construction feature of MOSFET, then working principle of MOSFET, and VI characteristics of MOSFET, then advantages and disadvantages of MOSFET. Now, introduction. So, first we have to understand that what is MOSFET. So, a MOSFET is a metal oxide semiconductor field effective transistor, which is a semiconductor device. So, a MOSFET is most commonly used in the field of power electronics. A semiconductor is made of manufactured material that acts neither like a insulator or nor a conductor. So all bipolar devices, however, suffer from a common set of disadvantages, namely, the previous semiconductor devices which we discussed, which was diode and SCR and GTO. So those were your bipolar semiconductor devices, but they have one disadvantage that the switching speed of those devices is very low, and the minority carrier distribution redistribution reduces their switching speed. So, and the second thing is that relatively large control power requirement, which complicates the control circuit of other semiconductor devices. So, to overcome these problems, the MOSFET was came into the market because MOSFET is a majority charge carrier device, and it has a fast switching speed, and we don't require any bulky or expensive control circuit for this MOSFET. So, MOSFET also have comparatively higher on-state resistance per unit area of the device cross section, which increases with the blocking voltage rating of the device. So consequently, the use of MOSFET has been restricted to low voltage, which is less than 500 volts, applications where the on-state resistance reaches acceptable values. Now, inherently, fast switching speed of these drives can be effectively utilized to increase the switching frequency beyond the several hundred kilohertz. From the point of view that what is the operating principle of MOSFET? So we know that operating the MOSFET is a voltage controlled majority charge carrier device, because as the name suggests, majority carriers in a MOSFET is controlled by the voltage applied through the control electrode, which is called gate. We will discuss it in the next slide in detail. So, which is insulated by a thin metal oxide layer from the bulk semiconductor body. So, MOSFET is a voltage controlled device, and which is controlled by majority carriers. And the voltage of this MOSFET can be controlled by applying the voltage across the gate terminal. So, the electric field produced by the gate voltage modulate the conductivity of the semiconductor material in the region between the main source carrying terminal called the drain and the source. So basically, MOSFET has three terminals. One is your gate terminal, another one is your drain terminal, and third one is your source terminal. So it carry the current through drain and source. So there are two type of MOSFET. One is your depletion type MOSFET, and another one is your enhancement MOSFET. So both of these can be either N channel type or P channel type. It will depend upon the substrate which you are using in the semiconductor in the MOSFET. Now these are the different type of semiconductor device which is MOSFET. So you can see over here that it has three terminal. This is the symbol of MOSFET. It has three terminal: gate, drain, and source. This is called your N channel depletion type MOSFET, and this is your depletion P channel depletion type MOSFET. So this has gate, drain, and source. You can see that this is your N channel type MOSFET and this is your P channel type MOSFET. So in N channel type MOSFET, the sign of arrow is opposite to each other. Okay, and from this characteristic, you can see that on the x-axis we are taking gate voltage, which we are going to apply on the gate terminal of the MOSFET, and this is your drain current. So non-zero, no, for non-zero gate voltage, there is some drain current which is appearing across the drain terminal. Next is your enhanced type MOSFET. So it is also two type of MOSFET, N channel and P channel. So you can see from the diagram that the symbol of enhancement type MOSFET is this. It has also three terminal. One is your gate terminal, drain and source, and another one is your also have three terminal, but the sign of arrow is different for both. Okay, so this is your enhancement type MOSFET. Now it can be concluded that the depletion type MOSFET are normally on type switches, that is with the gate terminal open, a non-zero drain current can flow in this device. So we have already seen the characteristic of enhancement type, depletion type MOSFET, where we you were up, you for non-zero gate voltage, there was some current was flowing, that is your drain current. So it can be concluded that the depletion type MOSFET is normally on type switches, that is with the gate terminal open, a non-zero drain current can flow in these devices. So this is not convenient in many power electronic applications. So therefore the enhancement type MOSFETs is more popular for power electronics applications. This is the type of MOSFET which will be discussed in this lecture. So this is the basic diagram of MOSFET. So in this diagram, you can see over here that this is your back contact, this is your gate. So this is your gate oxide, and this is your inversion layer. And we will discuss. I will explain each and every part of this MOSFET. This is your N source. This is your N drain. This is your depletion layer. Here is your P substrate, or you can say semiconductor material, and the voltage between this and this is called your VBS. The voltage between source and gate is represented by VGS, and the voltage across drain and source is represented by VDS. Okay. Now, actually, MOSFET is basically constructed by the MOS technology. So this is the diagram of MOS technology, where you can see that um, uh, this layer represent the gate, and after this, a insulating layer, which is silicon dioxide, and this is your p-type doped silicon. This is your substrate. So the voltage which is coming through this p substrate called substrate voltage, and this terminal is called gate voltage. And as shown in the figure, MOS structure contains three layers: the metal gate electrode, the insulating oxide layer, and p-type semiconductor substrate. So this is the basic structure of this MOSFET. You can see over here that this is your source, gate, and drain. This is your channel, substrate, metal, and this is your silicon oxide layer. So the transistor, actually this is MOS transistor on which the MOSFET constructions depends. So the transistor consists of three regions labeled: the source, the gate, and the drain. So the area labeled as gate region is actually a set consisting of the underlying substrate material, which is a single crystal of semiconductor material. So a thin insulating layer, silicon dioxide, and an upper metal layer. So you can see over here that this is your N positive layer, means this is highly doped, and this is also N positive layer, which is also highly doped. So same terminal is coming from this layers. This is called source, and another your drain terminal is also connected to N positive layer. So N positive layer is also highly doped, and this is your gate conductor, and this is your gate oxide. So this structure is your vertical MOSFET structure. So a power MOSFET using VDMOS technology has vertically oriented three-layer structure of alternating p-type and n-type semiconductors as shown in the figure. Now you can see in this diagram that there is a parasitic BJT. BJT means bipolar junction transistor. So the two N positive AND layers labeled source and drain. You can see over here, this is your source and this is your drain terminal, this is your gate terminal, and this is your body spreading resistance. So the two N positive AND layers labeled source and drain are heavily doped to approximately the same level. So the p-type middle layer is termed the body and has moderate doping level, which is 2 to 3 orders of magnitude lower than N positive regions on both sides. The N drain drift region has the lowest doping density. So thickness of the region, this region, actually thickness of this region is determine the breakdown voltage of the device. So this layer is lightly doped and N positive layers are highly doped. So the gate terminal is placed over the N and P type regions of the cell structure and is insulated from the semiconductor body, be a thin layer of silicon dioxide. So the source and the drain region of all cells on a wafer are connected to the same metallic uh, contacts. So you can see that source, drain, both are connected to the same metallic contact, and contacts to form the source and the drain terminals of the complete device. And similarly, all gate terminals are also connected together. So the source is constructed of many small polygon shaped areas that are surrounded by the gate region. So the geometric shape of the source region to same extent influence the on-state resistance of the MOSFET. Now we come to the operating principle of a MOSFET. So you can see in the diagram that N positive layer, which is highly doped, is connected to the source electrode. N positive, another N positive layer, which is connected to the drain source, and the gate terminal is connected to the silicon dioxide, which has silicon dioxide layer. Okay. Now the substrate is your P layer, which is lightly doped as compared to N positive layer. Now, what is happening when you apply a gate source voltage across the terminal source and gate? Then the positive terminal is connected to the gate terminal and the negative terminal is connected to the source terminal. So, what is happening? At first glance, it would appear that there is no path for the current to flow between the source and the drain terminal. So since at least one of the PN junction and will be reverse biased for either polarity of the applied voltage between the source and the drain. So there is no possibility of current injection from the gate terminal either, since the gate oxide is a very good insulator. So you can't inject the gate current from this source like your IGBT or SCR. Okay. So what we are doing? We have to apply some voltage over here. So what is happening? You can see that so you can see over here that the charge, when you apply positive voltage, then this layer this layer positive charges accumulate over here, and so the positive charges start to accumulate over here, and the negative ions is coming then and the negative ions going through going to surface of the silicon dioxide layer. So when you increase the VGS further, when you increase in VGS, causes the depletion layer to grow at its thickness. You can see over here that in the first diagram a depletion layer is going to form over here. When you increase the voltage VGS to VGS2, you can see over here that the further increase in VGS causes the depletion layer to grow in thickness. And the immediate source of electron is electron hole generation by thermal ionization. So the holes are repelled into the semiconductor bulk ahead of the depletion region. So the extra holes are neutralized by the electrons. Actually, the extra hole which is over here, which is neutralized by the electron, and hole is repel each other, means this positive charge is repelling each other, so hole is coming down and electron is going to attract over here. So this is your ionized acceptor. So there will be a form of ions layer. So as VGS increases further, the density of free electrons at the interface become equal to the free hole density in the bulk of the body region beyond the depletion layer. Since current conduction in this device takes place through the N-type channel created by the electric field due to gate source voltage, it is called enhancement type N-channel MOSFET. So VGS3 is greater than VGS2 and VGS2 is greater than VGS1. This is your gate electrode. This is your silicon dioxide layer. Okay. So basically what is happening in initial stage, in initial, in so in initial stage, the VGS, the gate source voltage, when gate source voltage were not applied, there was no current, and no current, and even you can't inject the current through the gate. So what we were doing, we were applying gate source voltage. The gate terminal was positive with respect to the source. So positive ion start to positive ion starts to collect on the layer silicon dioxide, or you can say on the gate terminal, which is metallic, and the p layer, the depletion layer, starts to form. When this layer, when we again increase the voltage, which is VGS2, the depletion layer increases, and the negative charges starts to accumulate over here, which is called your inversion layer with free electrons. Okay. Further, when you increase this voltage, there is a current which will start to flow from source to drain. So as VGS increases, further the density of free electrons at the interface become equal to the free hole density in the bulk of the body region beyond the depletion layer. So since current conduction in this device takes place through an N-type channel created by the electric field due to gate source voltage, which is called enhancement type N channel MOSFET. Okay. And the voltage, uh, after that, the gate source voltage, after that the current starts to flow, that is called your threshold voltage. Before threshold voltage, there will be small current which will flow. After that, after a threshold voltage, current will start to increase. So this is all about MOSFET. So from the diagram, you can see this is the VI characteristic of the MOSFET. So the MOSFET, like the BJT, is a three-terminal device where the voltage on the gate terminal control the flow of current between the output terminal, source and drain. So the source terminal is common between the input and the output of a MOSFET. So from the VI characteristic, you can see over here that VI characteristic is drawn between the drain voltage and drain current, and you are applying gate voltage. So we are taking here six characteristic of this MOSFET. So for in first characteristic, you can see that there is no current when no voltage applied, or the voltage which you are applying through the gate is very much less than to the threshold gate voltage. So there is no current. When you increase the voltage from VGS to VGS1, you can see over here in this region that the current is linearly increasing with the voltage of drain and drain current. So this region is called your ohmic region, because in this region the current is increasing with voltage which is linear. That's why this is called your ohmic region. Now, now you can see in the in this characteristic, when you increase the voltage VGS1, then the current will saturated after some time. Like this, when you increase the voltage like VGS1, VGS2, VGS3, so the current will increase linearly. Okay. The voltage across the drain terminal is equal to VGS, the gate source voltage, minus threshold voltage. So this is your drain source voltage. Now there are so we can summarize this MOSFET, that MOSFET is a metal oxide semiconductor device, and which has more switching characteristics, and it is voltage controlling device, and its switching frequency is very high as compared to other semiconductor devices like diodes, SCR, and your other devices. So MOSFET is basically used for where you required high switching frequency. Because its frequency, why it is happening, because the charge carriers are over here are majority charge carriers, and which is dependent upon the voltage which you are applying on the gate to source terminal. Okay, so there is no switching delay in the switching characteristic of MOSFET, so it can fastly on and off. Okay, so the MOSFET is very important uh, for the higher switching frequency applications. Okay, now we come to the next slide, which is your advantages and disadvantages of MOSFET. So MOSFET provide greater efficiency while operating at lower voltages, and absence of gate current results in high input impedance, producing high switching speed. They operate at lower power and draws no current. Now, the thin oxide layer make the MOSFETs vulnerable to permanent damage when evoked by electrostatic charges. And its overload voltages makes it unstable. These are the applications of MOSFET. MOSFET is used for switching and amplifying electronic signals in the electronic devices. So it is used as an inverter. It can be used in digital circuits, and MOSFET can be used as a high frequency amplifier. So this is all about your MOSFET. So basically now we can summarize the MOSFET. That MOSFET is a metal oxide field effect transistor which has three terminals. One is your drain terminal, another one is your gate terminal, and next one is your source terminal. And it has it is two type of MOSFET. One is your depletion type and another one is your enhancement type. And these type of MOSFET again can be divided into N type or P type. The N type and P type will be dependent upon the substrate which you are taking. Okay. Next, MOSFET structure, MOSFET construction. So there is an positive layer which is highly doped, which is connected to the source, and another N positive layer which is also highly doped, which is connected to the source. Okay, so source and drain layer both are the same, but same with the same doping. Next layer is your P substrate, which is your called depletion layer, and gate terminal is connected to the metal, and which has the thin layer of silicon dioxide, so which is a good insulator. So if you want to start the MOSFET, then you can't inject the current into the gate terminal in the MOSFET as you were injecting in the SCR or IGBT or GTO. Okay, so uh, for the current flowing in the MOSFET, what you have to do, you have to apply some voltage across the gate and source terminal. So what we were doing, we were applying some voltage gate and source terminal. We were taking positive terminal, we were taking gate terminal as a positive, and we were taking negative terminal as a source. So what is happening? The electrons, actually there is a substrate P layer. So the hole was repelling the electrons, which is coming through the gate terminal. So what was happening? There were a layer of a positive ion, which is appear across the gate terminal, and P substrate produce a depletion layer. So this depletion layer will increase when you increase the voltage across the gate and source terminal. So what is happening? The hole which was recombining with the electrons in the p layer and the negative ion was going to the positive terminal. So they make a form of capacitor. One is from positive and another one is a negative ion. When you again increase the voltage, then there will be a uh, source to drain current which starts to flow through the electrons. Okay, so the for this reason, the MOSFET is a voltage controlled device and majority carrier device. So voltage can be, by applying the gate source voltage, you can easily control the current which is flowing through the MOSFET. Okay, and it also has some parametric BJT structure in it. So the resistance or voltage blocking capability, which is dependent upon the resistance which is offering by the transistor which is in the MOSFET construction. So this is all about your MOSFET. Now we have already done with advantages and disadvantages. So MOSFET is a very high switching device which has very high efficiency. It is a voltage controlling device and which is used for the high frequency applications. So MOSFET is used for switching and amplify electronic signal in the electronic devices. It is used as an inverter. It can be used in digital circuit. So MOSFET can be used as a high frequency amplifier. Now we come to the some objective question which is based on this lecture. And I hope after this lecture you would be able to understand these questions and you would be able to answer these questions. So let's come to the first question, which is the MOSFET combines the areas of blank and another one is also blank. So one is your field effect and MOS technology. Second is your semiconductor and TTL. Third is your MOS technology and CMOS technology. And D is none of the mentioned. So already as the mentioned in the name, that MOSFET full form is your metal oxide semiconductor field effective transistor. So your the MOSFET combines the area of field effect and MOS technology. Okay. Second one is your which of the following terminal does not belongs to the MOSFET. One is your drain, second your gate, third is your base, and fourth is your source. So we have already discussed that MOSFET has three terminal, drain, source, and gate. So base does not belongs to the MOSFET. So the right answer for this question is your base. Now we come to the third question. So what is your third question? Third question is choose the correct statement. Okay. So one is your MOSFET is a uncontrolled device. MOSFET is a voltage controlled device. MOSFET is a current control device. And D, MOSFET is a temperature control device. So we have already discussed that the MOSFET is a voltage controlled device because the structure of MOSFET is like that, that you can't that you can't uh, So your third question is your MOSFET is a voltage controlled device. Now choose the statement. The gate circuit impedance of MOSFET is higher than that of a BJT. Second, the gate circuit impedance of MOSFET is lower than that of a BJT. The MOSFET has higher switching losses than that of a BJT. The MOSFET has lower switching losses than that of a BJT. So both the gate circuit impedance of MOSFET is higher than that of BJT. This is the right answer. Sorry, the gate circuit impedance of MOSFET is lower than that of a BJT. This is the right answer. And the MOSFET has lower switching losses than that of a BJT. So both are the right answer. So both second and fourth. Now, next come to the fifth question. Choose the correct statement. MOSFET is a unipolar voltage controlled two terminal device. No. MOSFET is a bipolar current controlled three terminal device. MOSFET is a unipolar voltage controlled three terminal device. MOSFET is a bipolar current controlled two terminal device. So MOSFET is a bipolar MOSFET is a unipolar voltage controlled three terminal device. So right answer for this question is C. Now come to the next question. 6. The arrow on the symbol of MOSFET indicates that it is an N-channel MOSFET, the direction of electrons, the direction of conventional current flow, D, the direction of a P-channel MOSFET. So it indicates the direction of electrons. So B is the right answer for that. Now, next question. The controlling parameter is in MOSFET is, as you know, the gate voltage, because MOSFET is a voltage controlling device. So the controlling parameter in MOSFET is your gate source voltage. So VGS is the right answer for that. Now we come to the next question, which is your eighth question. In the internal structure of a MOSFET, a parasitic BJT exists between the source and gate terminal, source and drain terminal, drain and gate terminal. There is no parasitic BJT in MOSFET. So we have already seen in the structure of MOSFET that there is a, a parasitic BJT exists between the source and the drain terminal. Next question. In the transfer characteristics of a MOSFET, the threshold voltage is the measure of the, one is your minimum voltage to induce a N channel or P channel for conduction, minimum voltage till which temperature is constant, minimum voltage to turn off the device. None of the above mentioned is true. So one is the first is the answer, that minimum voltage to induce a N channel or P channel for conduction. Next question is your, the output characteristic of a MOSFET is a plot of ID as a function of VGS with VDS as a parameter, ID as a function of VDS with VGS as a parameter. So IG as a function of VGS with VDS as a parameter, and IG as a function of VDS with VGS as a parameter. So ID as a function of VDS with VGS as a parameter, we were drawing the characters. So this is all about your MOSFET. Thank you.